Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 14 of my Ymir tutorial series. This is the final episode of this tutorial series, and sadly I'm going to have to end it on a quick one because I'm struggling to continue with this single player playthrough because there seems to be some sort of bug or game mechanic I just don't understand. I can't actually evacuate this city, Ymir. The evacuation got all the way down to 0 and they won't leave, and it's not a problem about having the city there, it's actually the state power that city costs means I can't afford to get other cities up without my cities revolting and it just messing up how the game would actually look for you guys. So I've decided to end the series early, just missing one episode. This was going to be the last episode where I just finished the Copper Age. So what I'm going to do instead is just discuss what I do and how I would do the video. This will take me a few minutes, and then I'm just going to discuss how I plan to progress the channel with Ymir content in the future. So this bit is on what I do if I was actually playing now. So we've discovered the copper here on this tile below Tassar, which is a jungle tile. It's got food, it's got crops we can grow. I'd settle a city there, assuming that Ymir wasn't around. I'd settle a city there. What I'd do is, as it's on the coast, I'd set up some sort of caravanserai or docks later on when I've actually unlocked axes, and I'd transport copper from that city to Redwood. So this is later on, but to start with, I'd set up the city here, set up enough jobs to cover its basic needs. I'd mine copper in the city, and I'd use my main army because it can carry lots. It can carry 180. So once a large amount of copper's been stocked up, march the army over, pick it up, and drop it off in the capital. And then in the capital, I'd do all the production. I'd set up foundries. I'd upgrade the tool workers, and I'd produce axes. So as I mentioned before, axes are what you use in the Copper Age for the more advanced buildings. Axes cost, I think, 1.4 copper per axe, something around that. So they're quite expensive. So what I'd still do is I'd stay in the gift economy, import copper, smelt it in the foundries, make axes. I'd use these axes to upgrade my houses into the level 2 houses, which also needs mud, by the way, so make sure you've got a mud building up. I'd upgrade the houses into level 2. If I needed to, I'd upgrade some of the axe buildings into level 2 woodcutters. And I'd research builders and get a building place up, because the building place also costs axes. So what you're aiming to do, guys, is use these axes you've got to upgrade all your houses, or a majority of the houses, 60, 75%, something around there. Upgrade industries you can, get builders up. Now you're on the edge of, do you switch to gift, do you switch to bartering? So this is where the skill comes in of getting playtime to know what you want to do. So I personally recommend upgrading the houses in your capital to the level 2 houses first before you switch to bartering. But once you've got that sorted and you're happy with your capital, this is when you start bartering. And so when bartering starts, you want to first attend to your capital, but then your other cities, you want to straight away make sure they fit for food, fit for the basic needs. So yeah, that's roughly what I do. Set up the city here, manually send the copper over, smelt it in Redwood, upgrade my houses in Redwood. Once I'm happy with everything upgraded, everything sorted, switch to bartering. Then I'd get, if I wanted to, and I felt it was okay, and I had jobs, that's the important thing, you have spare jobs, I'd get a dock set up here, because it's on the coast, so I'd get some docks set up, and then set up a automatic trade route, taking copper from here to here. That means I don't have to march an army over. It helps, and it also creates jobs, but it certainly isn't necessary. So that would have been what I would have done in this episode. It would have been a long episode. Sadly, I can't do that, but now at least you have an idea of what I would have done and what you should maybe think about doing. To end this series off, what I planned to do was cover bartering. However, I've now decided that it would make more sense for you guys to watch my previous video that I did a couple months ago, actually on bartering. I talk about everything you need to know about bartering, the economics about like the switch and what it means, the game mechanics, and when you should switch. I've already said here, this is what I do in this series, but in different scenarios, if you don't have your own copper, you may want to switch earlier. So have a think about what you've got, and what I recommend is, if you don't have access to your own copper, it's better to switch to bartering much earlier. So I'm going to link that video with a tag, you see it up at the top of the screen soon, and that should cover everything you need to know to continue on or start again with the proper knowledge of what you need to do. So guys, thank you for joining me on this tutorial series. If you're still watching from the start, then a big thank you. If you've been liking the videos and if you've subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it. And if you've watched this far and you have been enjoying the Ymir content, I'd really appreciate it, and it'd be nice of you to subscribe, because I don't plan to give up Ymir yet. I want to cover updates on the game, I want to do more tutorial videos, and when more updates come out, I want to do another gameplay series with the new content, maybe even in a multiplayer game as well, so you can actually see what I do. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video and this series. If you have, please leave the video a like, and subscribe to the channel for more content related to Ymir, as well as more Ymir content. See you in the next series.